For my presentation, I chose to research the connection between diet and mental illness, specifically anxiety and depression. It has been estimated that mental, neurological, and substance use disorders make up over 13% of the global burden of disease, exceeding both cardiovascular disease and cancer. In recent years, researchers have noted a spike in anxiety and depressive disorders and a decline in healthy lifestyle behaviors. Poor nutrition has been linked to mental health disorders due to the essential role of nutrients in the neuroendocrine system. These nutrients are necessary for the production of neurotransmitters such as serotonin and dopamine, which regulate mood and appetite. While conventional treatment is critical, identifying the connection between diet and mental illness could both save lives and lessen the burden on the global healthcare system and economy. Approximately 30% of the United States population suffers from an anxiety disorder, affecting twice as many women as men. Anxiety disorders typically look like persistent, excessive, and unrealistic worry about everyday occurrences. Nutrients such as B vitamins, vitamin C, magnesium, and zinc are essential in regulating the stress response and lowering the risk of anxiety symptoms. While the research is in its infancy, there have been a number of studies investigating the connection of diet and anxiety disorders. A study in Australia found that individuals with more severe anxiety typically consume diets with less variety, fewer healthy options, fewer fruits and vegetables, and more energy-dense foods. Similarly, a study in Iran found the Western diet to be associated with an increase in anxiety. More than 300 million people worldwide currently suffer from depression. Symptoms of depression include low mood, loss of interest, feelings of guilt or low self-worth, insomnia, exhaustion, and lack of concentration. Saturated fats, artificial sweeteners, and emulsifiers altered the gut microbiome, activating inflammatory pathways. Diets high in saturated fat can negatively impact mood and cause leakiness of the intestinal wall. Serotonin in the brain and gut regulate anxiety, mood, and food intake. Alterations in serotonin function are associated with depression. While research is limited regarding the gut and brain connection, it has been determined that tissues in the brain and gut are both derived of ectodermal cells, thus sharing signaling pathways that provide a link between diet and depressive disorders. Because individuals with depression have an increase in inflammation, studies have suggested a link between high inflammatory diets and an increased risk of developing depressive disorders. A number of studies suggest the Mediterranean diet may assist in the prevention and treatment of anxiety and depressive disorders. The Mediterranean diet is rich in seafood, olive oil, fruits and vegetables, nuts, lean protein sources, whole grains, and even red wine in moderation. It substitutes unsaturated fats for saturated fats and limits energy-dense foods high in sugar. The diet is rich in folate, vitamin B12, and omega-3 polyunsaturated fats. Omega-3 fatty acids have been shown to regulate serotonin and dopamine neurotransmission, as well as reduce inflammation in those with depressive disorders. There is also evidence that omega-3 fatty acids found in Atlantic salmon may decrease anxiety. While there have been a number of studies and trials regarding the Mediterranean diet and anxiety and depressive disorders, likely the most recognized is the SMILE study, which investigated the connection between nutrition and mental illness. In 2017, Australian researchers used a controlled trial designed to measure the impact of nutrition on the mental health of 67 participants. Over the course of 12 weeks, participants underwent nutritional counseling with a clinical dietitian, which consisted of motivational interviewing and goal setting. These counseling sessions were an hour long and were held 7 times over the course of the study. Participants followed a Mediterranean diet consisting of whole grains, veggies, fruits, raw and unsalted nuts, fish, chicken, eggs, and olive oil. They reduced their intake of sweets, and they limited their wine intake to 2 glasses with meals. At the end of the trial, participants showed significant reductions in depressive disorders. The SMILES trial was significant because it was the first of its kind to not focus on weight loss and led light that dietitians and nutritionists have an impact on treating patients with mental illness. The next 2 slides are my works cited. Please go easy on me, but thank you for watching my presentation.